to Mic Check Waifu Waifu.
Check. Mic check, waifu, waifu. Montel, is that you?
It is. Why you say my name like that, bro?
I have no idea. This is episode 161, the palindrome of Mic Check Waifu Waifu. As always, it's brought to you by Lube Complex. Make sure you go to lubecomplex.com. Use that offer code waifu to save on your entire cart. It's also brought to you by don'ttalkshop.com as well as our sponsor. Ad coming later for Libsyn, libsyn.com. Mic Check Waifu Waifu is the anime podcast brought to you every Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. CDT. It's the anime podcast that brings you seasonal show discussion as well as topics from the anime community and news. First off, before I get into thanking our Patreon producers, aka the Weeb tier supporters of our Patreon, thank y'all so much for supporting us over there. I got some good news that I'm hyped to talk about. I got a lot of stuff. I'm gonna just put it that way. A lot of interesting stuff that you would never think would happen, but we're gonna get into that later. First, let me thank these weebs, aka the producers of the podcast: AB, Aaron Brown, Dre, the GOAT G, Johnny from Anime Lyrical Podcast, Ked the Pro from Chaotic Culture Podcast, Explicitly, Monique Williams, and our boy Nachi. Thank y'all so much for producing this and many other episodes of the podcast. We appreciate you. We couldn't do it without you. Thank you so much. Montel. Crazy week, man. What's going on, Tel? How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm great. Shout out to everybody who went to DreamCon.
Yeah, we see y'all.
We saw y'all had a good time. Y'all gonna see us there eventually. We pulling up next year for sure.
Yeah,
show some love. But y'all did y'all thing, and that was beautiful.
The only way I'm going is if Blender Man Worst Gen has another panel.
I mean, looking at those results, though, it might be a thing. It was packed in there.
Yeah, it looked good. I appreciate y'all for wishing we were there. Shout out to Sine. She hit us up like, yo, I wish I was there. I missed y'all this weekend. Yeah, maybe one day I gotta come out of my house.
It's cool, bro. Do your thing. Stay you.
Okay, so before we get into the show proper, I do want to say that we have a correction. It's rare that we have corrections, but we do mess up a lot. Quite a bit, actually. Quite often we mess up, okay? But I have a correction to make, and it's for Moody, okay? I accidentally said Moody just picked up Summertime Rendering last week, and she didn't. She's been watching Summertime Rendering with the rest of us since day one. I feel terrible for like just saying that she just wasn't hip. Obviously, I should know better than that. She definitely was hip, especially with Summertime Rendering. I should have known when Tel said, he heard from her. I'm like, oh, really? It's crazy. It ain't like we do a podcast together and I was talking about it, but I digress. Moody, I apologize. I'm sorry for getting that wrong. You definitely was rocking with Summertime Rendering too. What I saw what it was a tweet that she posted, and I misinterpreted it as her picking the show up, but it was just her reacting to a recent episode. So that's where that came from. So my bad, Moody, my bad. Yeah. Other than that, man, listen. What's your episode of the week?
Probably if we skipping the instantaneous win of Summertime Rendering. I'm gonna go with you. I saw your tweet about Made in Abyss. I ain't gonna say too much about that, but I'm gonna go with Black Summoner. Because that was a little bit of a surprise there.
Episode 2?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm glad. I want to talk about that. For me, I'm gonna go with a Parallel World Pharmacy, I think it's called. Yeah.
Yep. Another great choice.
Yeah, that shit was fucking phenomenal. You know what that show is to me?
I'll tell you. I was gonna tell you what it is to me, but go ahead.
It's a better Dr. Stone.
I wasn't even gonna say that. I wouldn't even compare it to Dr. Stone.
It's a way better Dr. Stone.
I messed up. I was gonna say it's the Saint's magic power is omnipotent, but like more detailed.
Yeah. I mean, it's
real good.
It's just imagine me. It's somebody, I guess, and in the comparison of Dr. Stone, it's somebody being transported into a different period of time, and they bring their knowledge from their time to, basically an older time, and he fucking popped off. It's such a good show. I'm sad I didn't make this my sleeper. I should have.
Yeah, that would have been a good choice.
While Call of the Night is okay, it's not wowing me. It's not knocking my socks off at all. But this Parallel World, and then the Black Summoner also. It's another one that's like fucking. It's a real.
Wasn't expecting it
at all. We can talk about that a little bit later, but I do got to say too, I did something that I said I was going to do a long time ago. It was like 20 episodes ago, bro. Like 20 fucking episodes ago. I said that I was going to go back, and I was going to pick up the 2 shows that I was watching that was like long form or long running.
Yeah.
And one of them was One Piece, and the other one was Boruto. I flipped a coin, ended up being Boruto. So listen, hear me out. I stopped back at like 150-ish or something like that. And it was awful. It's for the most part pretty bad still.
Mm-hmm.
Until within the last like 4 or 5 episodes. Now let me talk about this show real quick. As y'all know, or y'all might not know, y'all might be coming in later, and because we don't really talk about the mainstreams, the Narutos, the Bleaches, unless Bleach is coming back, and we can't wait to talk about that. But the One Pieces and all that, we don't really talk about that shit. But let me just get this out. We are Naruto fans on this podcast, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We've always have been, always probably will be, regardless of what we've been dealing with. Now I've tried to watch Boruto in the past. Like I said, I've watched using the filler guide. Using the filler guide, obviously, I watched up to about 150 something episodes, and they were awful. They were some of the worst anime I've ever watched. There's issues with this fucking show, mind you. Now, the first issue with this show, let me get my thoughts together. First issue with the show entirely is, why do they insist on creating abominations to be the villain? Why do they insist on taking away what Naruto was? And that's everybody having certain nature chakras or that they could do, and certain abilities that they can use, and just certain skills that were specific to that particular person, right? To that, like, you had Jiraiya teaching Rasengan to Naruto, and Naruto passing that Rasengan down to Konohamaru, and then Konohamaru passing down to Boruto, blah, blah, blah. Now, that was special. You had the Chidori, which was brought down from Kakashi down to Sasuke. That was like special stuff. That fucking disappeared in the show. It seems like everybody can use every elemental nature in this show, which is something completely different than what the original Naruto was, right? Like, you had certain people that could do, earth jutsus. You had certain people that could do wind jutsus. You had certain people that could do fire, and maybe you would have somebody that could do wind and fire, or maybe you have somebody that could do water and wind. Like, you have
Kekkei Genkais and stuff like that.
Yeah, you have certain different combinations that will come together and offer some like extreme. That went out the window with Boruto. Everybody can do everything, it seems like, and these people are the most incompetent shinobi I've ever seen in my fucking life. Okay, like normal shit that they should not be threatened by. They're threatened by basic shit that we were getting in early episode 20s of Naruto, these fucking kids are supposed to be like Chunin now and fucking on their way to Genin, and they're fucking up everything. Like they just fuck up so much shit, and it just became a piece of shit. However, when I got to the 200s, to clarify, I've watched from 151 to about 219. This is a span of like two and a half weeks. I didn't tell this.
Skipping fillers though, right?
Yeah, skipping fillers. But to be fair, it was only like I only had to skip like 4 fillers. So, like apparently, this is when the show starts to pick up, and this is the part that everybody was talking about with situations. Another thing that they messed up on, and what Naruto used to do so well was the show up of villains, right? Like when Akatsuki would pull up, fucking shit got real. Like you were fucking frightened for whoever was in the vicinity of Itachi or the fucking shark dude or the fucking puppet man, or the puppet man or the fucking the clay dude. Like whenever they popped up, they showed up, and it was like this instant mysterious, like what the fuck is going on? Who are these people in these cloaks? They got a new villain, new group villain that also have cloaks. They were cloaked up for like maybe 2.5 episodes before they uncloaked, and you just knew all of their personalities, and you knew exactly who they was and how they are and how they fought. It's fucking stupid. So that surprise was gone. But to be fair, there has been, within, like I said, the last 7 episodes, there has been surprises that I enjoyed that showed up within recently. For some reason, I can see where they pace out their budget when it comes to these fights, because some of these fights went into Naruto of fucking, you got spoilers, whatever. You got Naruto and Sasuke fighting one of the was it Otsutsuki or whatever the fuck.
Otsutsuki.
Yeah, fighting one of them, and this is like another version of them basically, and he has the ability to shrink shit and make shit bigger and do all kinds of crazy shit. He was fucking them up. He was beating Sasuke and Naruto's ass. Like for the first time since I've been watching Boruto again, I felt like this is a fucking actual threat and they can't win. The motherfuckers is not winning. And it was intense. And I'm sitting here, I was just watching it before we started this podcast. I'm watching, I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on? Like shit is happening now. Shit is turning into Naruto of but they're doing that without Boruto. Like Boruto is in the ground somewhere with his ass beat, while Naruto and Sasuke is still carrying the series. And we knew this because we've heard this on the timeline on Twitter and everything like that. But it's just so sad that this Boruto himself can't stand on his own without Pops and Uncle Sasuke to fucking correct these issues that the show has been having for me 200 episodes.
Right. So, you mind if I would give a little bit of input?
Yeah, absolutely.
I watched probably like 50 or 60 episodes of Boruto.
Like 90% of that is filler.
Yeah. And I'll just say this. I always imagined it being different. And my personal gripe with the show is like kind of like what you said in the beginning, is that why do they insist on making abominations the enemy?
Yes.
So like the Otsuki or Otsushi, I don't know exactly how to say it. They are the new like antagonist of the show, right? They're the villains at the moment, which is basically Kaguya ascended, like more of Kaguya's lineage. That's cool and all, but what I would have preferred, and I mean, I'm not the writer of the show, so I can only talk about a preference. I can't talk about what would have actually made it better. But I felt like they should have expanded on some things. Like we saw in the Great Ninja War that there were samurai, right? And samurai were part of a different country. Why couldn't we have an experience where they say like something like, okay, this part of was it Konoha and the great villages, they just finished a war. Let this part of Japan that is established but hasn't had to jump into their war come over and try and do something. Even if they just try to shake up a little bit and just cause a little bit. And I'm not saying that would have made it better.
No, I'm saying that would have been Shippuden though. That wouldn't have been what we have now. Yeah,
but what I'm saying is that would have given our kid characters more time to develop as children, right? They're fighting stuff that's like human, and then introduce like something like the Otsuki a little bit again, but later. Like give those characters time. Don't just throw us into the abominations again and just say like, bam, this overwhelming force. And then like that's why it feels like Naruto and Sasuke are the main characters still. Because we got this overwhelming force that there's no way that Boruto is supposed to be able to keep up with. These new characters can't keep up with this new overwhelming force. So It's like they didn't ease us into it. It's almost is what I'm saying. Essentially, they didn't ease these characters into that extreme.
Yeah, but what you got to understand is the time span you're talking about. You're talking about after the Great Ninja War. After the Great Ninja War with the samurai, it's still like 26 years or 17 years has passed in that time. So like if the samurai was going to do something, they would have done something well before that 17 years has passed up, But
that's not a huge time. That's in terms of war, especially. But listen, hear me out though. Huge. In terms of war, that's not a huge time. Wars. It was wars like if you think about like from 2000 to like when we had like 9/11 happen.
No.
That 9/11 war span didn't really end until we was up out of school and stuff like that,
Yeah, but you're misinterpreting what I'm saying. 17 years is huge for the end of something like the Great Ninja War. The Great Ninja War was literally everyone coming together. When that war ended, how the fuck else is it going to be anything but peace? Nobody want to go to war after that shit. Nobody has the ability to go to war. So with 17 years passing, which then gave Naruto, Hinata and them, they shebanged and they had the babies, and the babies grew up to where they are right now. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like
I'm saying neighboring countries would though, because those neighboring countries wasn't warring with.
Yes, they were. Everybody was warring. Literally the entire. Every shinobi and samurai, I forget what they call it. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about shinobi because we only had one samurai in the war. They came through. They came through towards the after the Raikage got his shit blown back. They pulled up.
What I'm saying more or less is like the whole world isn't at war, right? Like yes, this would affect the whole world, like what Kaguya did, but the whole world wasn't fighting Kaguya, you talking about the Kaguya shit was 17 years later though. That's what I'm saying. The Kaguya, what happened with Kaguya was when they was grown, right? When Naruto and whatnot was hitting adulthood. What I'm saying is like the rest of the world could have been like, what? They fighting and they just now kind of relaxing. Let's go ahead and jump into something just to like show like some late antagonizing to just kind of give us some story with like progression. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that be the brunt of everything. I'm saying let that be like something we can see just so our characters can build their own growth and whatnot.
And they had that because there was a situation to where one of the fucking people, the girl, bad people, pulled up on them. Fucking destroyed. No, not even the girl. This is past the Asuki people. Like this is, they're done basically. That
was it the dude with the mask?
That arc was done. No.
Okay.
They got their ass beat by who was that? Who was that? Oh, Deepa. It was the he looked like Hisoka. He looked just like Hisoka. It was but they got their ass beat, and then they went back and they started training with their masters and shit. The fucking worst training arc you ever seen in your life, by the way. But they started training, and like you kind of saw some character growth. I know Sadara, which is Sasuke's and Sakura's daughter, she had like the best arc in that because Sakura actually pulled up and was helping her train. She was pissing me off at first, but then she popped off. She started training with her daughter, and she was fucking her daughter up, like beating her daughter's ass. It was the best shit ever. But yeah,
better than younger Orochimaru's arc.
Yeah. You talking about Mitsuki?
Yeah, Mitsuki. That's his name.
He was in a hyperbolic time chamber. He was recovering because he got beat up so bad. But it was interesting. Like they had little small situations. It was like a span of maybe 3 episodes in this watch that were like decent in each little miniature arc. Like that training session was decent for Sadara. I don't even think Boruto had a fucking good moment, actually.
So my next question is, do you think I should pick it back up then? Try and catch up to you? I read One Piece, so I'm already on there.
Yeah. So yeah, you way ahead of the game on that one. Yeah, I mean, dude, just leisurely, man. Like, not even.
Just turn it on and just let it sit in the back.
I mean, you still got to read the subtitles. I do believe they got up to like 150 dubbed, so you're gonna just turn that on in the background.
Good.
Pull up a filler guide though. Just get past all those fillers, and once you get to like 170 something, there's like no more fillers after that, like almost at all. So yeah, I think so. I think we should talk about it a little bit more so I can see how you feel. If you probably will feel the same way I feel, but like I said, the abominations, and I'm not even talking about the Suki people. Like they're aliens or whatever, but it gets worse than that. I'm talking like fucking blobs and fucking. It's stupid. It just don't make any sense. I miss when you had people like Zabuza and fucking situations to where it seems like this ninja is just too powerful for Naruto and Sasuke and Sakura to deal with, and it's just none of that. It's just fucking aliens and shit.
It was a lot of beauty to how they handled, let's say, Zabuza,
yes,
right?
Man.
It was a beauty to it because Kakashi was there.
Yep.
And what's wild is that years down the line, we understand how strong Kakashi actually is.
Yep.
Which only puts into scale how strong Zabuza had to be at that time.
Exactly.
Right? So they're fighting a ninja who's strong enough to be a Hokage, kind of like Zabuza is that strong. And then having to fight Haku, who is clearly
leagues above these kids.
Leagues above these kids, and they figure out how to beat them.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's none of that. It's none of that figuring out how to beat them. It's strategic, like fucking planning and fucking transformation jutsus, and it's none of that shit. It's people. It's like there are like even in the good fights, they're fucking throwing hands and it look good. They fucking working, but it's like none of the fucking cool. I'm gonna do this surprise jutsu to shock you type shit anymore.
It's what I find interesting though is like. All of the young ninja now, I feel like they're better than like Naruto and Sasuke were when they were kids.
Absolutely true.
But worse in terms of like,
and
I guess how they actually, I guess their devotion to it almost maybe.
Yeah, bro, maybe that's the intention because they've lived in a time of peace. Mm-hmm. They literally don't know nothing but peace. So maybe that, you know what, you might be on to something, bro. Because that, when you put it in that perspective, okay. 17 years passed since the Great Ninja War, and you got the kids. The kids have never seen war. They even talked about in the earlier episodes how like they don't. It's been so peaceful they don't even have missions to do. Like you don't even have missions to do. Like really? So when they do get a mission, it's kind of like a big fucking deal, and they finally go out and they finally actually get to have live combat. Maybe that's why they're just not as. Maybe that's why they're so incompetent when it comes to just being ninja, period.
They don't have a reason to. They don't have a. It's almost not even as coveted as a position anymore, I guess. Right. And they got all this technology and shit, like trains, and that makes sense, actually. Interesting stuff, man. Interesting stuff. Sorry to go on that Boruto rant, but I just feel it just deserves so much better. But as of right now, where I am, it's been entertaining. Like I can't, like when we get done with this episode, I'm probably going to watch another 2-3 episodes just because I'm not going to sleep because I'm not tired at all. I took hella naps today. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm feeling good though. Tell, what's up, man? What you got on your agenda today?
Let's see real quick. So my Isekai life.
Oh shit, yeah. Damn, that came out so early in the week. I forgot I watched it.
Yeah, bro. I'm not gonna say I don't think I'm disappointed with my sleeper, man.
No, you shouldn't.
Like, no, I don't think it's like above and beyond like everything in the world, but I enjoy it. Our main character, his constant self-nerf to cast weak spells, and how he asks the questions and stuff. I like it. I like it a lot. Super. It's just cool. It's interesting. it's a nice experience to get something like this again.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, Black Summoner, that did a little bit something different from me.
Man, I told you, bro, it's special. It's
now,
definitely special.
I don't know how you felt about this episode of Black Summoner, but how it transitioned into that fight.
Yeah,
I was like, what are they doing here?
Okay, first off,
are they talking to me?
It was ugly as fuck, by the way. The CGI was real bad, but it didn't matter. You know why it didn't matter?
It wasn't about the CGI specifically. It was about
how creative they managed to transition, because they turned it into a fighting game. Mm-hmm. They turned it into like a fucking what's a anime fighter? Because no, they didn't even turn it. It was like Virtual Fighter, really, because they were CGI. So they turned it into Virtual Fighter. They said their little quips at the beginning of the fight, and then the fucking camera shift when it was rotating around Kelvin, bro.
But I also think the lighting did justice to it for how, like, the CGI, like you said, wasn't like top tier, but the lighting for the CGI and then like the fact of how they transition, it made the scene for me. I was like, I'm cool with this. I'll watch this. So I really enjoy it. Well, go ahead. What was you about to say?
Just those quips at the beginning again. I was going to say, because that shit was just so fucking dope. They were like, they're looking at each other, and you see the camera the camera was panned all the way back, just like a fight, like you were playing Mortal Kombat, and you see the two fighters standing on each side of the screen, and that's when they go at each other. It was clean. It was so clean.
And then the Black Knight was not letting Kelvin breathe, bro. No. He was not letting him breathe. I did enjoy like how they did that, like in the middle of the fight. Like, I don't like flashbacks popping up in the middle of my fights all the time.
Straight up.
But what happened, it wasn't like it was just like an instant flashback. It was like, boom. It was like hit him with the air pressure, and he like, yeah, I ain't falling to this. And then he come back and he get hit with the air pressure again, and it's like getting heavy. And you can tell the Black Knight, he says like, I'm fighting to protect or avenge my kingdom. Mm-hmm. Can you help me avenge my kingdom? And then he starts saying like names, and he's like stuttering through it, and boom, we get the flashback. Yep. And then Black Knight come back, he's going hard, and I was like, yep, that they did that well. And the only other anime I know that did, well, no, I'm not gonna say no. The anime that did that and that we were both very much disappointed on was My Hero.
Yeah. What was that, like
they did not do those flashbacks well, and also they were giving them to us every 5 minutes. But when you give us a flashback like that and make it feel impactful like that, it was worth it. Because I can easily say the animation wasn't as good as something like My Hero Academia's animation is, but it felt better just because of how everything was, Isn't that crazy how sometimes just the way things get set up and paced just makes it feel and almost look better.
And fucking exactly, like it was what the difference was, right? It was the Black Knight getting hit that helped recollect his memory, right? Mm-hmm. And with that recollection, we got to see a piece of it. And My Hero, the shit just happened every 3 minutes in the middle of a fight. Somebody would throw a punch, and they block the punch, and then flashback. And then somebody they come back and they throw another punch, and they block the punch, and then flashback. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Stop. Just stop. Just do either do the flashback, make it a flashback episode, or make it an episode where we're fighting. Pick one, goddammit. But like you said, but Black Summoner, man, I don't understand what it is about it. That's just it's a fucking isekai. But it's doing the isekai right because it's unique, man. It's unique.
And how he led the player killers into the I guess they're not technically player killers, but he led the because they had the title. One of the dudes had the title as murderer. Yeah. How he led them into like almost like this trap, and I don't think he planned on beating them, but it was like, yeah, bro, you can't mess with this dude. It's not like that. It's not going that easy for you.
We saying all this to say, watch Black Summoner.
Yes, sir.
It's definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. It's just 2 episodes. We just talked about episode 2 roughly. But just watch Black Summoner. You will understand everything that we're talking about if you watch it. And I think you'll like it.
And then one other thing. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say before we get into whatever that one other thing is a question for you.
What's up?
Because I made a statement on Twitter about Made in Abyss. And Rob from Dad Needs to Talk podcast, shout out to Rob. What's up, brother? He asked, is it going to be something that we talk about in the spoiler half of the show, or are we going to save it for the eventual review? Now we know damn well we're going to review this season, but do we want to just save our thoughts for that review, or do we want to bring it to spoiler talk? Because we still need one more show, because we got Overlord for spoiler talk and we got Summertime Rendering for spoiler talk. We still need one more show.
I think we could definitely take Made in Abyss into spoiler talk. What else will we talk about in spoiler talk? Classroom Elite.
I kind of want to save Made in Abyss for the review. We could do Rent a Girlfriend.
We definitely could do Rent a Girlfriend. Let me see. We got Summertime Rendering. What else we doing?
Overlord.
Oh, of course, Overlord.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's because let's leave that. We can let that one spot rotate, because we kind of did that last time.
Yeah,
we had like 2 guarantee we were talking about, which was always Spy Family and Summertime Rendering, and then we kind of rotate the third slot.
That's true.
I think we can rotate that third slot. I don't mind talking about because Overlord and Summertime Rendering, I feel like are guaranteed. But we also got like Devil's a part-timer, which I don't mind talking about in spoiler talk. Okay. So I'm cool with that. And then, let's say something like Call of the Night gives us a really good episode. We can rotate that out, because we got some stuff that has high potential here.
Yeah.
But that was also my question. Oh. Because it was about
my tailway.
It was about what you were saying was a Polow way, because my thing I want to talk about was your tweet was we didn't talk about what we was going to do for the spoiler talk, but my question is how do you feel about this season now that we kind of a little bit in comparison to that previous season, Yeah. Like how good do you feel about this season? Do you feel like it's as much that's good this season in comparison, or we only got a few that's good and we kind of a little shaky on everything else right now?
No, not shaky about shit. I just love Made in Abyss, man. I just absolutely love Made in Abyss. It still does what it does so well. Like, no matter what, you still are going to root for these kids, no matter what. And no matter what, Made in Abyss is going to put you in a situation to where you are fucking stressed out about these kids. Like, you put in a perspective. Watching season 1, you're like, oh, you get to see their life up at the orphanage, and they're learning how to be fucking cave raiders, and they get to know each other, and they find Reg, and Reg comes and joins them, and then they go down. And when they go down, after learning what you learn in the top half about these little kids, the little kids that don't know shit about the world, they ain't go anywhere. They don't know nothing. Only what they learned in school. To this fucking abyss, and have to deal with the shit they have to deal with. The director didn't sugarcoat shit for them. Like, no, you're kids, and you're going down to the depths of fucking hell virtually. So like. They're not afraid to kill you, to build the rules of the world with the what was it, altitude sickness. Like, it's just so much good shit that just have you, and it gives you anxiety. It gives me anxiety watching the show. Like, sometimes I have to pause it.
Now we know Made in Abyss is one of our things.
Yes,
but we talking about the whole season. How do you feel about this whole summer season though?
Yeah,
I know Made in Abyss is gonna make the summer season good, but I'm saying.
Oh, you were talking about the whole season in general.
Not just Made in Abyss.
I got you. I thought we were just talking about
like how you feel about this summer season.
I popped off.
Is the summer season shaky for you, or is it because I know Made in Abyss is good. We gonna say that. We gonna shout that from the rooftops. I ain't even contemplating that.
Okay, let me backtrack then. I'm sorry, I just popped off of Made in Abyss because I don't know.
Because it could be easy for us to fill in spots for spoiler talk is what I'm saying, but also it might be because I feel like some of this stuff is good. But I'm still kind of sifting out what might be worthy for me to drop You know, because I did this last season too, where I had like 15 anime. I got more than 15. I got on my list right now, but like 15 anime I'm watching, and which ones I'm thinking about dropping. You know.
Oh, absolutely. So, so for me, I already dropped Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer. I'll wait for that to be done or just not come back to a period, just because the shit stinks. It stunk, like absolutely stunk. So, sifting through the entire season as a whole, though, what do I think about the entire season? Looking at stuff like I'm looking at my list right now in my Annie list. Make sure you follow me on my Annie list. My Isekai Life, Classroom of the Elite, Overlord 4, Vermeil and Gold. My Stepmom Daughters, My Ex was just fucking also phenomenal. Could have been episode of the week, by the way. Made in Abyss, Harem in the Labyrinth of Another World, which is
another really good one.
Yeah, but I got something to say about that one. Devil is a Part-Timer 2. I absolutely loved that first episode of season 2. It brought me back. It was a good refresher into the fold of this world. Summertime Rendering obviously is still going, but that's from last season. Call of the Night, good. No, not great. Will Amu make his move? That's okay. We're in a girlfriend. Black Sun. Okay, so hear me out. There is 1, 2, 3. No. We're not going to count season 2s. So let's just start with the ones that I picked up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 that I will absolutely say I will not ever miss. Those 4 being My Isekai Life, Black Summoner, Parallel Royal Pharmacy, and My Stepmom Daughter is My Ex. Those are the ones I would not miss. Period. I'm never gonna stop, pause, or miss those episodes. However, Vermeil and Gold I love a lot, and yeah, I could probably do it out here. I'm in the Labyrinth of Another World, because the Polow way into that episode was good. After the beginning, I hated the beginning. I hated them looking at another time, getting a spoiler of what his party is going to look like, because obviously that's what his party is going to look like. But them just showing that at the beginning kind of pissed me off.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I did not like that shit at all. Like flashing in the future, nah, don't do that shit. Just let us, like how Black Summoner's doing. Let us grow into what it's becoming. Right. You know what I'm saying? And then Call of the Night. Call of the Night is nice. It's cool. It's not. What is it doing? Right? Like he's trying to fall in love with a vampire.
Nothing yet.
It's not doing nothing yet. So,
but I mean, I don't know that ending.
Yeah. It kind of. Yeah. You're right. Did a little something.
But yeah, so other than that, like those, you got like your 4 or 5 that you're like, yeah, I ain't missing this.
Right. So I say that to say, a long way of saying, this season is probably better only because it's reoccurring. As far as new stuff, I think last season had more new stuff.
That was real good.
Yeah, and this one has more reoccurring. That's real good.
Yeah, and I feel like we're a little biased on that though. Like, cause come on, bro, Made in Abyss is a fucking 10.
Yeah,
it's a 10. So it's hard to say like. It's hard to compare things from previous seasons. Yeah, Overlord. We know Overlord is going to be a must watch. We still got Summertime Rendering from last season, and I want to make a pun on that. It was Summertime Rendering in spring. Now summertime is here. We about to see what the ending is like when the summertime is over.
Yeah.
Once the summertime rendered.
Nice. Chills.
Sheesh. But then we got some really good stuff. That's still going from last season, but like you're right though, the new stuff from this season, I feel like it's not hitting as hard as the new stuff from last season.
Right. Like I think those 4 are the ones that are like really, really pop. Unless did I miss anything? I mean, Engaged Kiss, I guess I did miss that.
Yeah, Engaged Kiss is pretty good. I like the Licorice Recoil. I do like that.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not saying it's amazing, but I definitely want to see how the story goes and where it goes and whatnot. But if y'all have anything from this season that we missing, that's just like mind blowing that we somehow skipped over, let us know. because we want the full potential of this season if we can get it.
I just had a brain blast, fucking Jimmy Neutron. You remember we talked about that uncle and the uncle that returned from the Isekai or whatever that shit was called? We didn't pick that up.
Yes, sir.
That's a mistake. We got to pick that up. And then it was another one. I need to get on Twitter more.
Yes, you do.
Here it is.
Once in a while.
TCB_NYC says, I don't know if y'all, I don't know if it's one of y'all, if it's on one of y'all lists, but I like the Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting a lot more than a lot more than I thought going in. Wholesome and yet still some sad things in there, and it's clearly building up to something from the jump, in my opinion. So the Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting is something that we might have to pick up for sure, especially since TCB has been a part of the fam. He's been giving some good recommendations. He hasn't let us down yet. So also,
what was it about? It was a season ago or 2 seasons ago. It was last season when you said we didn't have anything serious enough. Mm-hmm. So if it's funny and serious, we get that
duality,
right? We will love that. So yeah, we'll add that to the list for sure.
This time I feel like we got a lot more. I would call them serious, right? Like, because Classroom of the Elite is serious, and then that's in Overlord is pseudo comedy serious.
But Made in Abyss is definitely serious.
Man, Made in Abyss is fucking something else. It blows my fucking mind how good that show is. Blows my mind. Parallel World Pharmacy is unbelievably good. So it's serious too. I got some jokies in there too.
Yeah.
I digress. I'm loving this season so far. We're gonna have to rank these seasons again. We should probably do that after the year is up though.
Yeah.
See where this.
We'll break it down.
Yeah. See where this falls in our list of seasons.
You're now tuned into Mic Check Waifu.
Do you have an idea for a great new podcast? Well, you could bring that idea to life and start your podcast today with Libsyn. Our podcast has been on Libsyn for 3 years and we absolutely love it. Libsyn has everything you need to plan, launch, and grow your own podcast. Libsyn provides some of the best resources created by expert podcasters who will show you everything you need to know, like what equipment you should use, how to record great audio, how to get your show onto Apple Podcasts and other popular platforms, and much more. Plus, as a friend of Mic Check Waifu, when you sign up with Libsyn, you get your first month of podcast hosting for free. There's never been a better time than right now for you to start your podcasting. Visit Libsyn.com and use the code FRIEND, FRIEND. That's LIBSYN.com. Use the code FRIEND, FRIEND to get started and create your podcast today. All right, Tel, what else you got? What did you think about those first 2 episodes of Parallel and World Pharmacy? Did it hook you as it did me at the beginning?
Hook me? I have to say yeah.
Yeah.
Like a hell yeah. It was good, bro.
Shocking to me.
How it started off, with just our main character kind of just doing his thing in the regular world, right? I was like, oh, and then I was so mad because, look, spoiler alert, I'm just like,
yeah, we talked about it last week. Maybe
I'm just a little salty. I'm like, bro, is never gonna get to see his medicine at work for his little sister. That shit broke my heart. I was like,
that killed me too, bro.
We know his little sister is already passed, right? We know that.
Wait, do we? Did she?
We don't know, but we know that because he said he was a kid when his sister was mortally ill. They said because in that scene, they said they had to give up, that there was nothing else they could do for her treatments.
Yeah, but that's why he became the guy. He was still working on something to cure his sister, right?
But I think he was working on medicine. I think his sister was a kid at the time. Okay. He was a kid and his sister was a kid, so it wasn't nothing he could really do. But what I'm saying is he made that medicine, but he won't ever get to see the results. You saw on the board, he wrote results, right? Mm-hmm. Or on his thing, he was typing results. And I'm just like, damn, bro. He worked hard for this medicine. You'll never see the results. And then he make it to this other world. And we just like, damn.
Yep.
All right, bro, you got to turn up in this world. And he's doing his thing. I love what he's doing, especially when it came to the socioeconomic and financial class part in the second episode, I was like, I fuck with that, bro.
He's a good character, man. He's a good character. Yeah. What I like about what this show is doing, and this is just me being very meticulous when it comes to watching this shit, is the small shit like him stressing out about his situation, right? Like him stressing out about a situation is way more important than him figuring out these medicines and stuff, which was a cool part of the show. That was a fucking phenomenal and super intriguing part of the show, and that's what probably most people is going to see. The main thing I was focused on is the fact that he doesn't have a shadow, the fact that he's technically dead, the fact that he doesn't understand this world and these gods and deities and shit, and trying to keep all that a secret while still doing what he's trying to do. I think that's way more interesting. And then with his father, like his father he feel like his father is like a super interesting character, and he again don't know shit about him because this ain't his real father. It's some fucking guy that happens to be his father in the body he happened to take over. Mm-hmm. And then the fact that he happens to take over a body of a kid that died from a lightning, like all that shit coming together just makes for such an interesting story that I hope they go deeper. Well, it looks like they are going deeper into all of that, and I love that. I love that they're taking little pieces of it and they're like dropping it in the episodes. That's what I'm saying. The
dude literally put his hand out and said, elemental table gold, and made fucking gold, bro. Oh
my god, he created for some reason, we don't know why, but his arm invoked the power for him to create something he didn't even know. They even made it clear that he didn't know what that formula was for the chickenpox cure. He didn't know what that was until his arm fucking I guess he evaporated into his mind, and he started doing all that math and them numbers and shit. I'm like, yo, what the fuck how great is this? It was just better Dr. Stone.
Yeah. And
people gonna be so mad I said that, by the way. I don't give a fuck.
I don't think nobody will be mad about that. But that, what was it? The elimination arm. I'm more interested in that because he has one hand that creates and one hand that.
Yeah, I forgot to even said that. Holy shit!
So what we gonna get with that?
And then he got two different eyes too.
Yeah, does that work on other stuff? Can he eliminate a sickness or a problem? We don't know.
You speaking, Tell. You speaking.
I love speculation when it comes to this kind of stuff because this show, I feel like they're going to give it to us eventually.
Yeah.
So I'm just excited to actually see when we finally get there.
Yeah, man. When they blue balled us for the next episode, I'm like, oh, they about to go. I want to know what his father cough is too. It's like, it's so much shit in this show that's just like, to have you invested into what's going to happen next. It's good, man.
Let's talk about that real quick, right? The father's cough. Let's not even talk about just the father's cough. The girl, what's her name? Not Ellen. Was it Ellen?
I think it's Eileen or something like that.
So Eileen, she's like horrified of him when she finds out everything about him, and
she was able to deduce just everything too.
And she goes home. She's like horrified. She has like a fever, stuff like that. And the dad makes her a potion. And he breaks it down after hearing the potion. He says it's nothing more than a nutrient drink, right?
Nutrient drink, yes.
That's all it is. You can just go buy a drink with some extra nutrients, added nutrients and shit to it. Put some salt. Smoothie. Ain't nothing to it, right? It's nothing. But he's like, let me get her some medicine that'll actually help her. And it's like he's realizing. And this is what made the socioeconomic part of this so cool, was that like he's realizing that like he's a pharmacist, and the dad does know some stuff about, healing people, but he sent Shorty a nutrient drink to heal her from her fever.
Yep. And our guy's dad is supposed to be top tier too.
The best. He's the Archduke, which they explain to us is higher than a duke.
You got it. It's
rarely given. So he's an Archduke. And that was the best he was going to do.
A nutrient drink.
A nutrient drink for a fever.
Bruh.
And sit his daughter down with chickenpox and just say, go ahead and sit in the bed while you got chickenpox. Just
for 3 weeks.
We know, and we do know that you can recontract chickenpox, but we also know it's common knowledge for us, in this time and age, that most time you get chicken pox, you're good.
You're never gonna get that shit again unless
you're that one rare exposed immune system. Super compromised immune system. And it was like, yo, he gonna start teaching his dad some shit, bro.
And I love the fact that
his dad something on accident.
Yep, I love the fact that they gave us all of this. Like with his monologue, him being the pharmacist that he was, like he gave it all this information to us, and it's so good, man. It's so good. This show is shockingly probably going to be the shock of the season for sure. I think that and Black Summoner are the two that's going to be like huge surprises. I think.
That.
Okay. Next week we should talk about the Yakuza one.
Okay.
Next week we're going to talk about the Yakuza one. Next week we're going to talk about the maid I hired recently is mysterious because that's going to drop. And then as well as the guy that returns from the Isekai. I forgot what that one was called though. I gotta find that. We're going to talk about the shows.
Uncle.
Yeah, the uncle. Yeah. We're going to talk about
it's the uncle from another world.
There it is. So stick around for that, yo. What else you got? Was that it?
I was gonna say, I don't know if you're gonna watch Ruby, but I'm picking Ruby up again next week too. Since episode 4 will be out next week.
Yep. Would you consider that one of the? I know it's a new, fresh look on Ruby, but like, would you consider that? Would we count that as like a continuation of?
It's technically a new for anime.
Yeah.
And some of it, not all of it, is what I remember from watching season 1 of the original Ruby. So some of it is fresh and new.
It's like a remaster, call it.
Yeah. I'm gonna say it's worth a watch for sure. Because at first, like I said, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna pick up episode 4 this week.
Sick. I might do that. I might just watch the 3 episodes, or might just watch 1 episode, then go to the second one, and then either take a break or something like that. Because I don't think I could do that hour and 46.
It's an hour and 6 minutes.
Hour and 6. Okay, maybe I could. I don't know.
Because it's just all 3 episodes in one back to back.
Yeah.
Without having to take a break, which was nice. But it was nice that we didn't have to take a break, but it was still like, I was like, damn, it's a little long.
All right. We about to get to know My Check Waifu. This is part of the podcast where one of us rolls a random number generator, the other reads a question associated with that number, and you get to know us as hosts a little bit better. This week it's my turn to read the question and tell turn to roll a random number generator. What you got?
12.
Do you dislike surprises?
It depends. If I'm gonna answer, I would rather you not ask me what I want, because I'm gonna be real with you. I don't really care if it's something I want. I'm gonna get it myself.
Yeah, facts. Same. So
in most cases, if you gonna get me something, I guess it should be a surprise. Because don't ask me, because I'm gonna be like, I got it. But yeah, so not really, but I guess
I guess yes. For me, I hate when people buy me shit. I don't like to be bought shit, but for some reason, people like to buy me shit. I don't like that. I never did. I hated it. So no, I don't like surprises.
I can see that being a Polow thing.
Yeah, like don't just buy me shit, man. Don't buy me shit. I don't mind giving you something, but don't buy me shit. All right.
Polow need more gifts.
No, I don't.
That's what he telling us. He tells us he don't want no more gifts.
None whatsoever. All right, when we come back, we're gonna spoil summertime rendering Overlord IV, and let's do Rent a Girlfriend.
All right, bet.
I really want to do Rent a Girlfriend. Because I got some shit to get off my chest. We'll be right back after these.
There's a silence we hold between us, and I know it's because of me. And you echo with your indifference, but I think I know you better than that. I owe you apology, and I'm missing synchronicity. So if you can make peace with me, we can take it from there. 'Cause you're the night it brought you to me. And the dawnlight is way pretty. And we try count the city stars, just to realize how small we are. Do you know what you did to me? As you walk down the steps to leave, get your fingers try push my sleeve, and I lose my breath instantly. Yes, yeah.
Welcome back to Mic Check Wife Wife. We just had a whole nother podcast outside of the podcast, talking about some shows that we ain't gonna be talking about in the second half of the show. Which I should have just pressed record. I don't know why I didn't do that in the first place.
Just in the middle of talking.
Yeah, we had a good conversation about Tell's terrible taste when it comes to My Devil is a Part-Timer. Class from the Elite, I get it. Okay, I understand, because there's not much there as far as other characterization. But My Devil is a Part-Timer is a great show. Tell just said it's the worst show of all time, and it just blew my mind.
I definitely said that. I said it was a 1 out of 10. I said the only anime that's worse is Classroom of the Elite.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
No, he didn't. He didn't say any of that, actually.
I was about to say, y'all like don't get me slandered for free. You have to pay to slander me.
No, it's funny.
Go to Patreon to slander me if you want to. I won't even say anything back.
I digress. Let's talk about my summertime rendering. Let's talk about summertime rendering. Shit, man. Can we win?
Can we win? Oh yeah. I mean, the way it's looking right now, nah. Because the way this episode, the way it was progressing, I was like, bro. Oh, we in a good spot. And then the way it ended, I was like, "Oh, we not in a good spot."
No, we are not. And let me just put a pin in what you just said, because for what you just said, I feel the complete opposite. Because the beginning of the show, I feel like there's no fucking way we winning this, because the beginning of the show, they what's her name? Hayu, however the fuck her name, whatever. The white man, Heine. She started off by saying, like, listen. Oh, I get it. When he dies, he's further in time. So let's just keep killing him over and over and over until he can't go back anymore. And I'm like, we lost. We lost. That's it. There's no winning this. Now that they know that secret, and lo and behold, once we went into the episode, we learned that they gonna just fucking snipe him. They gonna kill him as many times as they possibly can until he can't go forward no more. They pushed him all the way up to where he was making the sandwich, bro.
Yeah.
What? How do we win this?
So here's how I was thinking, right? And I'm just sharing my thought process.
Yeah.
Because regardless of them saying they know how it works, right? Because they know how it works.
Yeah.
Just because I know how a gun works doesn't mean that it's gonna work for me the way I need it to work every single time, right? Like, I gotta be good at using it, right?
But guess what?
They good at using it. I get it. I get it.
The motherfucking hunters, bro.
Now, the thing that we've seen from our main character, though, is that he can figure some shit out. He's not. He is a main character who's constantly thinking.
Yes,
we get
that's true.
that flexibility of knowing that he's gonna work to make a plan. And I was thinking, like, we got a plan going. We got to see some really cool stuff. We got to see that Ushio was sharing her experiences in the loops.
Yeah.
Right? So those people can know the loops. Now, yes, that was all thwarted because we're having this. He had to muster up this confidence to even talk as a leader, right?
So hear me out, okay? So this is the situation. This is the situation. Fuck, man, this show is so much. It just makes my brain hurt because
we did get a lot of information still in this episode too.
That's what I'm about to say. Like, okay, so we got Ushio sharing the information with everybody else so they could be a part of the loop, essentially. The problem is Shinpei don't know their plan. So without him knowing their plan to kill him over and over and over again, he can't really fight back. Maybe now next episode he figures out, like, hey, okay, they're trying to kill me to push me forward. But like, how does he figure that out? Right? Like,
but you wouldn't figure that out. You would figure that out immediate.
No.
And this is I'm gonna tell you why I say he would figure that out. The reason I say that's figured out immediately is because he didn't even realize what happened.
He got fucking sniped.
Right. He didn't even realize what happened. He was talking. He didn't go through the whole loop experience. He literally just was like, boom, I'm making a sandwich. As soon as I think of that, I look at the last thing I was doing. I'm like, I was talking. That was it, to people. And then I'm here. That means that I was killed. Who is trying to kill me right now? The people I'm right there with right now, I know I can trust them.
Yep.
But who else is gonna kill me? If I just was recently killed, then I know that yes, it's them. Then they're trying to kill me, and I also know that my time is going forward. So at that point, he has to understand that his only alternative is to try and protect himself and get safe while formulating some kind of plan. But we know that she knows where he is at all times, so we have to try and remove that tag or brand from him. So my scope of it is saying that he instantly figures out what their plan is. Like, and even if he doesn't instantly figure it out, if they kill him again, he knows. That's just the end of it, right? They can't kill him again without him ever seeing it. Like, if he didn't even see where they are and they kill him again, he knows that their goal is just to push him forward.
Yeah.
Now, what I found interesting a lot in this episode outside of, that part was more about Hiroko and Ryunosuke. That's the name, right? Hizuru and Ryunosuke. I love getting more information on that, right? Because we know that Hizuru was actually friends now with Hein at some point.
Yep.
Like, they was cool. She knew about what's his name? Shide. She knew about Shide. Shide had literally, that was her birthday that Hein had spent. Hizuru was spending her birthday with Hein. And she tells Hein, or tells Hizuru about Shide, who is the four-armed shadow.
Yeah.
We also found out. Yeah. We also found out that when Hein, gluttony, out of gluttony, eats, or starvation more or less, eats and kills and eats Ryunosuke, that Ryunosuke, his mind, because like we said, the shadow of him goes into her mind. So he possesses her body more or less.
Yeah.
And we also find out that it causes a huge toll on her body.
Yeah, because when he exerts that shadow power.
Yeah, he's too strong, right? Yeah. It hurts her body, dislocated her shoulder. She was in pain for 4 to 5 days. Which is why we even now we realize that, like, she doesn't try and use his power too frequently.
Right. Change your smoke detector battery. Yeah. It's what it is for me is like understanding the situation, right? You got Ushio, when she feeding all her memories to everybody, even what's his name, sister, the chick that was helping Heine. She is now a part of their inner clique. So now they have basically an information haul of this is why they're doing this. This is who's doing this. This is how this is progressing. But when I watched this episode, this made me think about, every time I talk about this show, it makes me think about previous episodes. This made me think about the conversation that her or his best friend's dad had with a shadow. And he was basically saying, do whatever you need to do, basically. Do whatever you need to do to keep whatever their plan is going. I want to understand what the fuck the dad has planned. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is his overall goal? His overall goal is to just bring his wife back? No. It gotta be more than that, right? I can't hear you. We lost Tail. But y'all know what I'm saying. Yeah, now I can.
Yeah. So as a human, you think about the aspect of love, right? It could be as simple as he just wanted his wife, you know?
Sure.
Now, maybe he does know something where it's not just the shadow anymore, right? Like he can actually get his wife back. Maybe. But as far as we know, and reasonably without most doubt, because we don't know how spirits and souls work or whatever.
Right.
The shadow is the real her. That's all we can really get. It's just got the same hungers and whatnot as a shadow. It's got that aspect of the shadow. So, I mean, we don't really know how far that expands. Yeah. I would love to know what the other processes are for it, because to know if there is a way to get the full person back, that would be dope. But I think Ushio, as far as we know right now, is the closest thing you get to that.
So they were already in the school when he was making the sandwich. So we are pushed back so far forward, that now everybody's together again. They're still in the school. Is the old man just gone forever? No, because that happens well after he makes the sandwich for Hizuru, because they were in a separate classroom before they went to the auditorium. So I'm trying to put everything in the timeline perspective, because the way we ended, we don't quite know where the timeline ended for him. So it looks like he was making a sandwich for Hizuru for her while she was in the classroom. So they have to go back to the auditorium for Ushio to pass the memories again, or she doesn't have to do that anymore, right?
Maybe. I think she still has to pass the memories.
But they already have them. So if they already have them, then when he looped, they still have them.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
That's what they were establishing at that particular moment. So with them having that, oh man, I just can't. A gut check. What I'm trying to formulate is a gut check onto where we go next episode. What do we feel like is going to happen, or Shinpei's thought process in the next episode, which is so hard to do for the show, but that's what makes the spoiler talk 4 so entertaining.
Yeah, you're right. It's hard to figure out what's going to happen next for this next episode, right? Sheesh, bro. I'm gonna say, if I gotta throw my hat in the ring for that, I'm gonna say he's gonna die again next episode. I'm gonna say that almost with all certainty. Huh?
Same way?
No, not same way, because he's gonna instantly want to switch things up, right? Because like if he knows he died, he's gonna say, all right, we gotta switch, die like that again,
right?
But I think what they're gonna do is try and figure out how to get that brand off. See if I think it's gonna be something like, can she use her ability to erase the brand or something like that? Something that, because they got to. That's too detrimental to their plans.
Entirely, bro. It's because when she popped up and she like came back from the loop and she was in the kitchen, I was like, oh, so what time is it right now? And she kind of formulated that he was moving forward with each loop that he had. Yeah, man. I'm like, God damn, man. This might be a big fat L, but yeah, for me, man, I feel like they have to plan faster. I'm figuring like since they have the memories of Ushio, they're gonna realize that they've re-looped, which means that they have to just put whatever plan they got in motion instead of this hippity hoorah shit. They gotta just move. But the way they move involves them getting rid of that brand. I think that's the only way they can move freely. So
yeah,
that's all I got. Before we move on, did you read the latest chapter of Chainsaw Man?
No, I didn't read it yet. You caught up on it?
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Again, I'm not that big of a fan of it. I think it's just pretty good.
Are you gonna be reading it weekly?
Probably, because it's so quick, it's so easy to digest. I might.
We might be bringing manga talks back then.
Manga talks, hey, yeah. I mean, I don't really think we really need to though, because again, Chainsaw Man just doesn't impress me. It just doesn't. So, with that being said, we can talk about a few chapters here and there. I just want to slide that in there. All right, on to the next one. Overlord 4, bro. It goes back to fucking what I said when we covered season 1. Shit goes by so fast, man. It's just too quick.
You know what I hated about this episode?
What?
That shit you brought up to me about Albedo that didn't come up.
Yeah.
I just thought about it. I'm just like, damn.
Yeah, that Strike Force fucking team.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting as fuck, man?
It is, but Albedo is so like, I'm so surprised that she can hold her composure. Like, I know it's obvious.
Whoa.
But it's like,
your mic cut out again. Or is your noise gate? Never mind.
But like, I know obviously it's anime is written, but it's like her being able to maintain her composure when he put his because when he put his arm on her, I feel like she cast like a spell instantly that just made him feel like his whole body got broken into pieces.
No, it was from it's literally just from sheer presence. She turned as cold as ice, and that's why they gave her the ice breaking sound. She just turned cold as ice because he put his hands on her. He's like, what the fuck? Just fucking presence alone did that to him. Like, come on.
That's also the ridiculousness of
yes, sir,
being so weak in comparison.
Yes, sir.
It's like he couldn't even tell that like her presence is like, I will kill everything about you.
And fucking snap, literally a snap of a finger, she can kill him. Probably flick him and he'll die. Flick his head off.
Yeah.
And you think about it, right? She's still not strong. She's not that strong. She's she has high defense. She's a pure tank. She's made to just take hits, but she can still flick them to death. Oh, it's insane. It's insane. Again, Overlord goes by extremely fast. Like I forgot. I feel like I was watching this episode for 5 minutes and it was over.
It's a political episode.
Yeah, and I fucking hate that because I wanted more so bad. But this is the way they have to move in order to establish resources, because they have no way of getting resources back into the Sorcerer Kingdom because fucking people are terrified. Every noble ran to the actual kingdom. They left in Rantel, so they don't have any powerful people to help them transport goods into the city. People don't want to transport goods into the city because he's the Sorcerer King. He's undead. I'd be terrified too. They saw what he did in the war. He killed 70,000 people in a blink of an eye. So it's like nobody wants to go there. So this is all about shaking and moving to where they can get regular resources back to the kingdom, because we learned that Ainz is trying to build what he wants to build is a utopia for all races, no matter what you are, no matter what creed you are, beast people, undead, all of you can live in the Sorcerer Kingdom, free of charge, like not free of charge, obviously, but free of
persecution and whatnot.
Racism and prejudiceness or whatever. So that's the entire goal. So the way Albedo got to move is she has to shake and bake with these low lifes. She's not too happy about it. That low life though, balls of steel.
Got
got
Absolutely.
to. There's no fucking way I would have walked up to Albedo and be like, "Hey."
But that's what I was saying. That's how you know he's weak, right? Because
even
no one
fathom.
of any kind of strength, is gonna look at Albedo and be like, okay, like you think he really gonna send? Y'all saw, like y'all heard about what he did at least, right?
Yeah.
You think he really, like, his emissary is that weak? Like, no. Anyone he sent you Death Cavaliers as a greeting.
Yeah.
Sir, that whole front line is gonna take out your whole country.
Death Cavaliers are level 80.
It ain't nothing you got that can fuck with them.
Dude, it's so fucking crazy when you put this shit in perspective. They don't even
have names. He came in and said, we don't have individual names, so just call me by what we are, Death Cavaliers. So, Sir Cavalier, yeah, I'll one shot you, bro. Don't worry about it.
Dude, when you think about it, you got what else? They had when Ainz was walking around the city, and I think this is episode 1, but I just want to I was just thinking about it. He had those angels. Right, but this time there were death angels walking around with him in the city, and those are also level 80, like just protecting him. He had like 6 of them. I'm like, what, dude? The highest person, dude, their toughest warrior, which was Gazif, was level 35, man. What do you do in this situation to where your highest quote unquote level person is 35? There's nobody that's gonna fuck with him. So I don't know. I can't wait to see. Let's do a quick gut check on Overlord. What do you think is gonna happen with this political move that Albedo's doing with trying to get resources to the Sorcerer Kingdom?
Since we know that the little princess girl is helping out.
Oh shit! I almost forgot about that.
I don't know. I think it's gonna go relatively well in general, and I think that I think Momon is gonna pop up again.
Oh, Momont.
Yeah, Momont. Yeah, he gonna pop up again.
He gonna pull up as you talking about as his doppelganger or as Ainz himself?
Shoot, I don't know, bro. I'm not sure. I'm gonna say Ainz is gonna want to get out and do stuff.
Yeah.
So probably Ainz.
Probably right. Yeah, something about what that princess is trying to do got me real curious too, because I was not expecting to see her there at all. That kind of fucking will have me like, whoa, wait a minute. She just knows.
Pulling her own brother's strings.
Yep, she just knows what's up. So she know you can't do shit with the Sorcerer Kingdom. So hopefully whatever she plotting is gonna be legit. She's like, I bet it was like, why don't you tell me about your pet? I was like, oh shit.
I don't know his name. I'm gonna call him Corey, but little Corey about to get fucked up.
Little Corey. I don't remember his name either. What the fuck? I did so much digging in this show, and I don't even remember his name either. Ain't that sad?
It's okay. Why I called him Corey.
Well, you gonna be Corey from now on.
Let's see. Dang. Oh, Klein.
Yep. Close.
Little Klein.
Her
little pet.
Smoke, bro. Listen,
I swear.
This show is
way. Put him in a bad spot.
This show is way better bingeable, bro. Because it's so hard watching this week to week. Because it's just, again, the episodes go by too fast, and I just want more.
But that don't mean it's better. I mean, it's better bingeable for like enjoyment purposes. But come on, for something to go fast, it means you're enjoying it.
Yeah, that's true. And then, I mean, I guess the problem is I feel like I'm gonna forget it because it drops Tuesday. So by the time y'all hearing this, episode 3 is out. So again,
I'm gonna be real with you. I will never watch Summertime Rendering or Overlord until the day of recording.
Ooh, you're fucking smart as hell. You're a genius for that. Yeah, Summertime Rendering, I always watch the day record.
Yeah.
But I might have to do that with Overlord. But I just can't. When I see that it's here, I'm like, I gotta watch it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. I watched the first episode 3 times.
Oh,
just
did
to
you
make
really?
sure. Yeah, just to make sure I had
That's
like
dope as fuck.
my mind right on it. Just
Yeah.
I watched it when it came out. Watched it a couple days later, then watched it when it recorded.
I'm gonna need the dubs to drop next week too, so I can just turn that on too, just to watch it again. All right, next up is Bring a Girlfriend, man. I really wanted to talk about this episode because this episode pissed me the fuck off. I'm back to how I feel when this originally aired. Like, I like the show, love the
Really?
show. Fucking hate the main character again. I hate him
But
again.
what did he do wrong in this episode?
What the fuck you mean? What did you do wrong? Did you watch
Polow,
this episode?
Wildin',
The
bro.
moment that that Chizuru walked into his fucking house, all of that shaking and I don't know what to do bullshit, literally was so fucking annoying because it was most of the episode for him stutter stepping and tripping over his own feet and just doing dumb shit that's not even typical of somebody who's even just regular nervous. Like, if you're regular nervous to have this girl over your house, I understand that. So you get a little clammy, but what you're doing is just too much, man. It's over. You're overdoing it. Like when mommy, what was her name? Mommy Chan. When she pulled up, that was when I was like, okay, now you should act fucking how you're acting. Like, how you're acting now is how you should be. But when she was just in the house and you were doing all that fucking weirdo shit, like, yo, you acting like an incel, bro. Like, relax.
Take yourself out of it, bro.
I am. That's the thing. Even if I'm nervous, bro. If I'm nervous, I'm not about to be shaking and clamoring and
But that's the thing, is that when you nervous, you don't act nervous. People don't noticeably know that you're nervous, Polow. That's what I'm saying is about take yourself out of it. Like, dude, like, here's the thing. Your nervous and his nervous are different. Regardless of however you may feel or however you may think, even if however you may feel or think about yourself, you have never been noticeably nervous around women.
Okay.
Regardless of how you might think you come across, and regardless of how I know we've talked about things and how you feel, you have never noticeably ever been nervous around women, and you always been able to play it cool and things like that.
Yeah, because what else can you do?
He's not that guy. He is not that guy. He is not us. He is not you. But you gotta give him a break, bro.
You have to understand. I understand that. I understand that. But the dramatics that he showcased in this episode were beyond me. He was like, "Oh, do I?"
But that was his thought process, though. You know, people can have thought processes like that and still function or act differently, right? Because his thought process was not actually what he did. You know,
sure, yeah.
He made a slip up and he grabbed her or touched her butt, right?
So stupid.
When he meant to reach for her waist, shit happens. He made a slip up, but he was able to just like, all right, my bad, I'll grab the waist, and you know, it wasn't a completely awkward situation. The mommy Chan. Yeah, it was. The Mommy Chan thing, obviously that's going to be harder, especially with her feeling like she might want to expose them or anything like that.
Yeah.
That's different.
That was actually viable.
Now, I wanted to give him props for saying more or less exactly how he feel about wanting to be with her when they was standing on the by the stairs and stuff outside.
Best part of the episode.
I was like, let's fucking go, my guy.
And that's what I'm saying. If you are capable of doing that, just because she stepped foot in the fucking threshold of your house means you just turn into this complete bumbling fool, don't even make any sense to me. Because of what he did at the end. Like what he did at the end was invalidated for me because of what he did at the beginning. But what he did at the end invalidated what he did at the beginning for me. So it's like, he got
a bunch of tissues on this floor that he used to beat his meat to her mind,
true.
bro.
That's true.
So what she look like, bro? Come on.
That's valid. That's valid. It's a lot of weird shit. But I mean, you got to think about, okay, somebody who probably never had a girlfriend before. I mean, you know, outside of Mommy Chan, and Mommy Chan being his first girlfriend. Like, even I'm just trying to. He's a college student. I'm just trying to think of just ways of putting myself in a situation, and I just fucking can't.
Yeah,
I just can't.
That's what I'm saying. It's hard for us to put ourselves in that situation.
Yeah.
Right. But I do. I gotta say, it's still enjoyable to see Kazuya and Chizuru kind of have their interactions.
Yes,
still,
yes.
Right? Because
I agree.
She is becoming more open. And even the parent thing, you know, because he never said anything about her parent. Well, he never said anything about he was thinking about why didn't she go to her parents' house or anything like that.
Right.
Because she don't have any. And when she said it, you know, it kind of like tied some things together. You know, she went to somewhere where she felt comfortable. And he should have, and I think that he should have been able to pick up on that. And even though he didn't, it was still nice to like just have that as like a viewer, to know that that's a place where she feels comfortable, where she felt safe enough to go.
Yeah.
That was nice. That was cool to see that our main character is breaking through a bit in terms of how their relationship might develop or can develop.
Yeah, and that's why, and I'm not going to lie to you, I love her and a girlfriend, but this is also why I am kind of dread next week, because next week we go back to the short haired chick. She's cute, she's adorable, love her, and Mami-chan. Like Mami-chan, like I understand having Mami-chan in it. I just don't know if these other girls are necessary. I don't need the short haired girl in this show, period. I just need him to continue to develop and with Chizuru, and Chizuru continue to open herself up to him. I just need that interaction more outside of this girl that actually understands who he is, right, and respects him and loves him. Like I don't need her there. I just don't need her there. She's great though.
But what the other girls bring to the dynamic is that they put pressure on Chizuru. They put pressure on her.
Chizuru don't give a fuck. Even though she's starting to. She's starting to.
Yeah, she do give a fuck. She cares, and I think that she does like him. And we know she likes him, but she just starting. You know, she doing her part. But the big thing is that like they're gonna put pressure on her because she sees that there's clearly other girls that like him and fuck with him and vibe with him. She gonna either at some point she gonna have to either give up on playing hard to get, or you know he gonna leave, because ain't no way he gonna have. He
already loves her, dude. There's no. He's in love with Chizuru. He loves her.
That's not enough.
He's not gonna. Because he's already with the blue hair chick. They're together, quote unquote. So it's like, bro, like you got a girlfriend right now, but like.
It's not enough.
You know, you love Chizuru. He says he loves her. He told her grandmother, "I love her. I would do anything for her." Like he's done all this shit. He's not.
He told her that, right?
He's stuck though. Yeah, I mean,
right.
Virtually, so, yeah, he did.
It ain't enough. Especially with his constant feeling and foreboding, thinking that she's not always gonna be there with him. The moment she gets something good for herself, let's say she get a role in something that makes her famous, right? If she were to become famous tomorrow, his instant thought is, okay, well, that's it for that.
I don't know about that, Chief.
Instantly. What do you mean you don't know about that? He was ready to give up when she had her place. He was thinking like, well, I ain't gonna never see her again until she was like, oh wait, I didn't get anything. So
he said that in his mental, right? But we know he's like, I still want to be by her side of his mental as well, too. Mm-hmm. So what feeling is going to take over? The I'm going to be by your side, bro. The I'm going to be by your side is going to take over that I'm not good enough for her shit.
Famous person's side if she was famous, bro.
Don't matter. He's going to try.
She ain't going to get shot by security.
He's too in love, bro. It's like, it's literally a ReZero kind of Subaru Rim and fucking... Amelia situation. It's literally that. It's the same thing. Fucking Rim is gold. Rim is perfection. And you mean to tell me like, yo, I'm going to ditch this perfection where I have the opportunity to run away far away with Rim and be with her because I'm just deeply in love with Amelia? This is that situation, bro. This is that exact situation. Almost to a T. Like I don't know. He's not.
What did J. Cole say? Why would I choose between this one and that one when I know both?
He's like,
Come on, bro.
stop it. You gonna act like our character got that much fucking
I'm fucking.
that much swag? No, man. No.
He ain't built like that. I feel
He
it.
definitely ain't built like that. He loves who he loves, man, and I just thought the beginning of this was fucking bullshit. I hated it. I hated everything about the beginning of this episode to the end. When it got to the end, I'm like, oh, this is fucking great. This is the shit I'm here for. But next week, I don't think the blue hair chick is necessary. I don't even think the orange hair chick is necessary. I get what you said about putting pressure on Chizuru, but I don't think Chizuru can give a fuck. Cause like,
So you think if it was just like Chizuru, Kazuya, and Mami-chan,
yes,
that would be enough pressure right there.
that's perfect. That's perfect. That's a perfect situation because now you're talking my team romantic comedy snafu kind of shit, where you have to.
Go ahead.
Where you have to like manage the fact that Mami-chan is trying to have her cake and eat it too. You know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Mami-chan don't want to be with him for real.
But she's slowly starting to understand that I'm jealous because maybe I want to be with him. That's the kind of situation that we seems to be getting thrust into, because she's getting real mad about Chizuru being around him, like real pissed off. Even though she's just a rental, like it's fake. It's not even real. So why is she so upset? Why is she showing up to his house because she's in the neighborhood? Because she's actually developing actual feelings for him, and not just some bullshit.
I don't think it's necessarily just that. I think it's because Kazuya ain't chasing Mami-chan.
And she's salty about it.
She want to be chased.
And
she see that he actually got legit feelings for somebody else, sees the good in somebody else, and realize that maybe Kazuya is a good guy, right? He's everything that she wanted. Like you said, she's starting to fall for him, but not because of that, but because she sees how he feels about somebody, right?
Yep.
That feeling of love is something that we saw she didn't really have much of.
She's never going to have, ever, because she's a hope. Yeah, but does that make the blue hair chick necessary? No.
What's her name? Ruka? Ruka? But I like her. She's so nice.
She's so nice. She's great. She's fantastic. But who cares, bro?
I care.
She doesn't have a place here.
I want Kazuya to have a harem.
Not gonna happen.
I know. He ain't got it like that, but I want
it like that.
I want him to have his cake, and eat it too.
I know that's right. Tell him. Oh, that's great. That was gold. We rapping there.
All right, we just finished talking about Rent a Girlfriend. Let us know what you think about Kazuya and what his relationship should look like. Overlord season 4, it's great. It goes by so fast. I love the politics in this episode. Summertime render, y'all know the summertime is here. It's gonna come to an end by the end of this season. Let us know what you're thinking about Summertime Render. And we had a great break with a great song by Polow, curated by our DJ Polow Born Fly. And when we got to know Mic Check Waifu, we asked, do you like surprises? You heard our answers. What are yours? Do you like surprises? Watch Parallel World Pharmacy because
yes,
it's a banger. It's one of those surprises for the season. We also talked about our spoiler talk and the previous season and this current season. Let us know what you're thinking about. What's better, this season or last season? Another one, Black Summoner. We gonna watch that one this season too. Yeah, we eating on this one. I talked about my Isekai life and how I'm enjoying it. Polow talked about Borutoand, this 200 episode binge spree. Man, Polow be going hard sometimes. Well, it was 50 episodes, something like that.
Yeah.
Episodes of the week was Black Summoner and Parallel World Pharmacy. And also go out to shout out to Moody. We make mistakes, all right? We make mistakes. It don't change nothing. We still love you. Episode 161.
I'm at Polow Born Fly on all social media.
I'm at King Teliano on all social media.
You can follow our social medias at Mic Check Waifu on Twitter and at Mic Check Waifu on Instagram and TikTok. And as always, Mic Check.
You're now tuned into Mic Check Waifu. that you? Is that you? Is that you? Is that you?